Thanks for clicking. I know, it's been a while. But I think we're back on schedule now. JK Pioneer with the first stone. Congrats and welcome to the first class of Thousandaires. Bingo. Fantastic. Hit that like, please, for good measure. All right, once again, for those of you who are not familiar with a Sigma, this machine will test for fakes. It's set for 90% gold, which is what a Centenario is. And that's exactly what we want to see, that little square in between the brackets. So it looks like we're golden. Bingo. Fantastic. So it looks like the fourth Centenario is good to go. Now I can put it in an airtight, and it can join its friends. They're all going to be so happy together. I also have last week's silver dollar and this week's silver dollar. Just common year, nice peace dollars. So I believe that's 56 and week 57. I also have a couple hundies already for the next Centenario. And I'm still buying my $50 worth of Bitcoin each week. Feel free to ridicule me for that in the comments below. Or you could just say hi. I've been very busy, so I'm still not on schedule. But I'm a 4 Centenario guy and already saving for that fifth chunky Mexican 50 pesos. I should be dropping some more videos too, because I'm going to ditch that second job I picked up. My schedule's just too full and for too long. All right, how about that glorious airtight sound? All right, so here they are laid out. There's 4 Centenarios. I'll record them better later, but I'm just being lazy right now. I did a lot of cleaning and organizing today. So happy about it. You know, I thought the 4th Centenario was exceptionally beautiful, but then I looked at the others and I was like, you know what? I think they're all pretty amazing. So far, the trend is every Centenario cost more than the last one. So what do you think? Will the 5th Centenario cost more or less? I'll be picking that one up in January. I'll just be setting aside $100 every week until then. Let's get some of that sideways action. Each one contains 1.2 troy ounces of gold. Times 4, that's 4.8, nearly 5 ounces. It's really become too much Centenario for one place now. Probably going to have to break them up and, you know, we'll do a video with all of them together every once in a while. We'll definitely be getting the gals back together in January for the arrival of the 5th Centenario. Honestly, I got to say, I'm not very excited. And I think the lack of excitement comes from this now being a habit. Imagine making a video on brushing your teeth every morning. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to follow through. But the fact that this is now a boring habit is actually pretty awesome. If you're a regular here, you already know I lack zeal. And to make matters worse, I'm cutting down on the coffee. If I do have, ow, this spoon is hot. Yeah, so if I do have adrenal fatigue or burnout, then coffee's not what you want, according to a very quick Google search. So I'm going to take some time and recalibrate. After all, I earned it. Yeah, so this is a tablespoon of garlic, ginger, a little honey, and I squeezed a lemon in it. This is an amazing spring fever beverage. If I have time, I boil fresh garlic and ginger, but I keep the powders around for lazy days. I even have a squeezed lemon in the fridge. And I can see adaptations to this in the future, such as cayenne pepper. Oh, a cash register sound went off on my phone a couple days ago. I sold another comic book, and I'm gonna make like $100 again, roughly. So far, I'm pulling like 80% on each deal. It's gonna be a slow process, but a fun one. But eventually, I'll have so many and so many posted, it'll be 100 here, a couple hundred there. Who knows how much it'll grow. So the art side of my portfolios is pretty awesome. I'm glad I decided to go with comic books instead of shares of Masterworks. Every time I sell one, I tell you, it gains my attention and makes me want to focus on books more. And researching the possible trends of the books is fun, such as which characters will show up in major motion pictures or seasons of streaming shows, and zooming out and looking at the overall trend long term in case I get stuck with some books. All right, a home-cooked meal. I quit that other job. That's how time works on the internet. Picked up another comic. I thought this was a good deal on auction. My new credit card limit's getting slightly out of control, I'll admit, but we're not spiraling towards the ground quite yet. With now 3 profitable graded comic book sales this past year. Oh yeah, a whole whopping 3. You gotta start somewhere. My sparked interest has somewhat become ignited. I saved some of the boxes and bubble wrap from my deliveries, and I reuse it for comics I'm shipping out. I'm pretty excited about the comic book market right now. While almost every other asset is up, this one's down 40%, roughly. Surprise, surprise, another Lobo comic. And if it's a 1990s comic book, you know I want the newsstand edition. The attrition rate is higher, so they're more scarce. So many comic books were printed in the 1990s, so it's important to any way you can separate yourself from the pack. After all, they printed comic books in the 1990s like the US prints dollars now. Maybe not that bad, but you get what I'm saying. Anyhow, I like the comics. I'm making dough, and it's a diversified asset. All right, fast forward to another day. I think I'm starting to sound better than I did when I started this video. I've been a ginger, garlic, boiling, drinking phlegm machine since the 8th of June, and it's now the 16th. Look, I even got silver dollar week 58. It's just a pretty nice common year peace dollar. The last one, pre-bought by my thermos, Stan Lee. So next weekend, I'll be out in the wild looking for something nice. Probably a Morgan. It's been a while since I've had a Morgan. And a nice one too at that. I'm craving toning. Nevertheless, an old silver dollar every week habit has been maintained. Will I pivot and do something different? I don't know. I can't think about it right now. In fact, it's not even right now anymore. Now it's June 11th. It's the second week after I quit that other job already. I'm checking off many things on my to-do list. It's almost done. The extra time off is starting to set in, and my stress levels are feeling lower. Sometimes I feel guilty for not releasing a video, but the videos are still on the back burner. After all, I don't make any income on this yet. It says I can monetize if I want to, but I've just been too busy to look over the information and decide. And if I hadn't been too busy, well, I was probably just feeling like garbage. I got a couple hundies here for the Centenario in January 2025. I may up it to $125 a week. It makes sense. Centenarios go up, weekly savings should go up. Maybe I should ask for a raise at work. I made a payment on one of my safety deposit boxes. I figured while I was there, I would visit the contents, and it's a good thing I did too, because I thought I had 100 ounces of silver in there, and I did not, which means I need to go back and make a deposit. All right, if you're still here, you deserve some eye candy, and I deserve a like, right? You did hit it, right? Oh, awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you like this kind of content, why not subscribe for more? And you will get more. Don't leave it up to chance. If you do that, I might stop showing up in your feed. Either way, it's not like you can't catch up. I mean, that might actually be kind of awesome. You can just kind of binge watch the past episodes. I never delete videos. I keep this whole train wreck on here. When I started my stacking journey, I was a drunk idiot. And now, I'm pretty much just an idiot. The main reason I keep everything on here is I want people to see that this type of thing is obtainable. Even if you flip burgers, you can absolutely do this. In fact, I hear burger flippers are doing pretty good these days. Chances are, you're already a stacker. It's just, what are you stacking? Cigarette butts, bottle caps, or anything else with no resale value? Maybe you're a service and entertainment junkie. You like going to restaurants, getting snacks. You got all your streaming services like Hulu and Netflix. I don't know what you spend your cash on, but it's got to be something. I mean, chances are you're not working just enough to perfectly pay your necessities or bills. Everybody's got something. Find out where your ship is leaking and repurpose that cash. And on the other side of that issue, maybe find a way to make some more filthy fiat in your life. But I'd start with your spending. There's no point in making more petrodollars if you're just gonna waste them. It's June 18th now, and I got 3 120s here. I'm ahead of schedule. I'm trying to get things a little bit ahead because I'm getting ready to go on vacation. I got 10 days in the beginning of July. I'm gonna hang with family, take long walks, eat right, and make lots of videos. Yeah, I hope you stick around for that. We're gonna have so much fun. Maybe I'll save 120 a week and gold will go down. It would be nice when I buy the next Centenario to get some change back. I pretty much cut as many corners as I can cut on the spending side. The gears are turning. I'd like to be able to afford 4 Centenarios a year instead of 2. I kind of just want to get the roll over with. But I'm fine with 2 a year. After all, I have other things I'm doing. After all, the collectibles market is down, and right now I'm kind of all about the comic books. The combination of significantly raised credit on my card and eBay is dangerous. I have yet to pay a late fee or any interest on my balance. But I did borrow a little cash from somebody, and I let them hold my old fiat notes as collateral. No interest. This may sound a bit nuts, but I'm willing to put almost a third of my asset value into fine art, which will be in the form of comic books, likely. I believe if you zoom out far enough, comic books beat the S&P 500, which I think is being held up by a couple stocks, maybe a few stocks now. So it's June 21st, and I got another peace dollar. That's week 59 of buying an old silver dollar every week. Is it a dumb habit? I guess time will tell. But I gotta say, old silver dollars make a very interesting looking pile. Some are shiny, some are toned. There's a richness to the variants. While I was at the LCS, I picked this 2020 Dragon Australian coin up because what the heck, why not? My policy with buying silver at the LCS these days is a nibble here, a nibble there, just a taste. And in the meantime, I keep my eyes peeled for anyone selling a collection. I recently picked up 58 troy ounces, and I paid a little less than $25 an ounce. So I'll stack the cash and be a little patient. Well, I was until I started feeding the credit card buying these comic books. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy with my purchases. I just have so many short-term obligations right now. After all, I'm merely upper poor, and I'm getting ready for a 10-day vacation. So I got some I's to cross and some T's to dot, such as making sure the bills are paid. I got a car repair scheduled. Nothing exciting, but it exists nonetheless. I've been seeing some comic book content creators really starting to notice the weakness in the market. And I've been watching this market for quite some time now like a vulture. Last year I had said, it's on thin ice, and I shall be under it when it breaks. Also, to toot my own horn, a lot of the picks I've made are not declining in value. I could even argue that they've had an increase. I mean, I just flipped them on eBay, and I bought them from eBay. And not too long ago, really. We'll just go ahead and chalk that up to luck for now. But I have been and am watching this market very closely. So I suspect I'll be concentrating my fire rather soon on a major key. And by major key, to me, I just mean something that's in the thousands of dollars, not the hundreds of dollars. Now, I'm aware that these are optimism investments. And frankly, I'm not mostly optimistic. In fact, most of my portfolio is based on doom and gloom. Because personally, I believe the world is going to become a much more dangerous and uncertain place in the coming years, and possibly months. But I think it prudent to hedge that with a little optimism. And me personally, I think comics are safer than Nvidia, which is holding up the whole stock market right now. Hey, look, I made my own B-roll. Aren't they beautiful? Now it's the 28th of June. What a month. I saw this in a pawn shop. The ask price that day seemed a little low. $925, and it's chunky. I'll rock one of these once in a while just to confuse people. Okay, 114 grams, $925. So that's 105.45 grams of silver. When silver premiums get too high, I've been known to buy a chain, because why not? They already have high premiums. I got this chain for $1.25. I mean $125, by the way. In case you're a super literal type, I get that way sometimes. So this is like 3.4 troy ounces of silver. I just looked the price up. Silver is $29.44. So it's about $100 worth of silver. So I paid about a 30% premium. He hit me with tax. He's going to pay for that in another deal one day. Chains actually appeal to the doomer in me more than the vanity. Because during very hard times, I don't see why you can't just cut links off this and get some eggs for him once in a while at the farm. There are stories about people using chains like this during the Great Depression and during inflationary times in other countries. Stories of how grandma's necklace becomes grandson's bracelet. It reminds me of the Chinese coins on a string. They had a hole in their coins so that they could wear them on a little rope, and they would tie a knot at the end of it so the coins don't fall off. To me, this is like junk silver you can wear, hanging from your belt like a samurai or around your neck like a boss. I've become quick draw McDraw with my credit card as of late. Still, not paying any late fees, but walking the tightrope a bit nonetheless. So this is enough hundies to bring me up to speed till halfway through July. I'll be back from my vacation just before that. Oh, and these aren't just hundies. I've adopted the technology from Mistakes Were Made, aka Fish. He just took it upon himself to put an extra bill in each one. My mind was blown. Brilliant. Genius, I tell you. Yeah, so the 120 is the new $100 bill. I'm already well on my way to Centenario number 5. Now, I don't like to pre-do next week's habits, nor make up for last week's missed habits. I like to keep it consistent. But I made an exception for the hundies. And when I'm on vacation, I'll be hunting my silver dollars in the wild. I'm not zooming in on his crotch. That's the juggernaut right there. You see him? And the rhino. Such a cool cover. To be honest, the big seller at the time was the Modoc up here. You see this thing? Maybe that's how I feel. A big brain and a little frail body that's dependent on technology. That's okay for now. We'll get back to physically imposing sometime again, I'm sure. It's been quite some time since someone's called the police just for having a conversation with them. It wasn't me. It was them. No laws were broken. All right, now it's Tuesday, July 2nd. I'm on vacation now. I'm having one coffee, I'm packing the car, and I'm headed halfway down the East Coast. I hope you've been enjoying the video. I'm trying to stretch it out as far as I can. I'm doing this on my phone. It's already almost 14 minutes long. I have a fairly new laptop. I bought it, I don't know, 5 months ago. So finally, I'll have some time to get acclimated with that and make some longer form content. We'll see. After all, it's only taken me a month to make, 14 minutes now? Most of it was a much-needed rest. Remember, great songs aren't just made of notes. They're also made of rests. I appreciate you sticking around. I'm surprised you're interested. Cheers to you, friendo. Oh, it burns. Here's that ugly silver dollar I bought for that week that I ended up in the hospital with the flu. I had someone pick it up for me. I told them to get one that's wrecked, to serve as a reminder for me to take care of myself. Apparently, a man can't live off coffee and stress alone. So I'm ready. Are you ready? Because you're going on my vacation with me. I'm also going to bring these silver dollars. Oh, and I found something. Something that I've been looking for all month. Can you guess what it was? I'll give you a hint. It's kind of like silver dollars. Wow, I'm sounding much better. I think I'm actually kind of cleared up. Did you guess what it was? I found those silver half dollars I was looking for. I'm such a simpleton. This gives me the tingles and fuzzies. I get that way when I know I'm about to direct fit airtight something. Also, I got a bunch of these half dollars with that big silver deal I did recently, about 6 weeks ago or so. So I can't wait to merge all of the half dollars. By the way, the half dollars are coming on vacation with me as well. Old silver dollars and some somewhat old half dollars. I know there's some of you out there that want me to just buy pure silver, and you're not wrong. That would probably be smarter. Probably. But to be fair, I've obtained much of these well under spot. So there's my recent purchase merged with the other ones I was looking for. Oh, and I have another big silver and gold deal that someone's selling when I get back. So I'll likely be buying more under spot as well. And their collection has a lot of silver eagles and old silver dollars like peace dollars and Morgan dollars. And there's even some 1/10 gold eagles. And you know, I like my pesos a lot, all right? But fractional gold at or under spot gives me the warm and fuzzies. I'm still acquiring the coppers, by the way. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you hit that like button, because that's it. That is it. Thousand Air Radio, Wicked Shout.